Another month, another set of minimal phone updates. Let's take a look. So if you're new to my channel, you may not have seen my previous videos regarding the minimal phone project. In order to catch you up, you can check out the videos, or in long story short, the minimal phone is a QWERTY e-ink device. Now, this device has gone through some design changes, and this past month we haven't heard much from the minimal phone company. But as of June 24th, they posted some updates about where they are in their timeline. Now, if you go to the Indiegogo page itself, you'll see the updates section, and at the top you'll see the latest update. Within this update, you'll see where they're at currently in the project, and they're reassuring the backers that they're on track for the timeline. Just a reminder, for the timeline, the Indiegogo backers should receive their devices at the end of September or the beginning of October. The devices are supposed to ship out for the batch 1 at the end of September, according to Indiegogo. If you're backing the device through the Minimal Phone website, you'll receive the second batch, which will be released in October. Now, getting back to those updates. If I go to the Indiegogo updates page, you'll see that they have a message to their backers directly. From the message, you'll see under current progress. So as of today, the PCB, or the printed circuit board, is completed. This is good news because this means that the device will be ready to go to the manufacturing process. Along those lines, you'll see just below that they've started molding for the components for the manufacturing process itself. This process is not finished. It says that they have started it, so I'm sure they'll be finishing it soon enough. Now, this leaves a little bit of questions for me. Is there a design prototype that we could see? I know that the engineering samples aren't ready, but it would be interesting to see what the new design looks like as far as before it goes to manufacturing. Now, speaking of upcoming milestones, they state that the engineering samples will be ready in the coming weeks. Also ready in the coming weeks, it's worth noting that they will be releasing some videos regarding the device itself. Now, it's been a few months since they released the previous set of videos, so I'm sure a lot of you, especially the backers, are eagerly awaiting to see what the device looks like in action. I know myself included, I am really curious to see how the new design works with the device. Now, they mentioned once the engineering samples are available, they'll be able to go through the debugging phase. This will enable them to test and see if the PCB is working correctly with the corresponding components, and we'll be able to see how the hardware and software work together. Again, I'm really curious to see how they've integrated the trackpad feature on this device. Most Android devices that I know are touch only, so I'm really curious to see how they've integrated it with the trackpad itself. I also want to see the keyboard. How does it sound? Is it clicky? Is it mushy? I mean, there's so many questions. This update is good. I mean, it gives more transparency where they're at in their timeline, but for me, it's lacking some details, some images or some screenshots. I know they can't show everything for privacy reasons, but it would be nice to see maybe a picture of the team working on it and to kind of see glimpses of what the device could look like. And to be honest, at this stage, they should have a definite working prototype. This is what concerns me with this project in general. Now, I've backed a lot of tech projects on Kickstarter, and I'm very happy with most of the devices I've received, most notably my keyboard. Now, on Indiegogo, I've never backed any tech projects because Indiegogo is a bit different than Kickstarter. With Kickstarter, you need a working prototype before you start your project in general. But with Indiegogo, you just need a video, more or less, and some promises of what the device prototype will do. Now that we're at this phase for the minimal phone, I'm kind of hesitant to advise anyone to back it. One notable thing is if you go below the specific update, you'll see that somebody has commented that they can't get refunds on the Indiegogo backing page. Now, this is important because if you were to back the project today on Indiegogo, I think with Indiegogo, once you get a certain point in a project, you can no longer get a refund. Now, I think if you're backing the device on the Minimal Phone website directly, maybe you can get a refund up until the delivery of the device. But this is just a cautionary warning that you might not ever get a refund. Now, since below the message, you'll see that they're planning on releasing a few videos regarding the device in action. It's within the coming weeks, so I'm guessing within the next month or so, we should have a lot more updates regarding this device, how the manufacturing process is going, and once the phones hit production for sure. I think a lot of people have question marks and really want to see the device in action. I mean, a lot of people are backing this project. So far, I see it's up to 658,000 euros. That's a lot. That's probably one of Indiegogo's top projects at the moment, at least. So a lot of people really want to see more from this project. Again, more transparency. This update is great, but it's just text and it's pretty hard to prove exactly where they are without any evidence per se. We're just taking the Minimal Phone company at face value here. What do you think about this project? Especially for those of you who are backing the project. I really want to hear your thoughts and opinions of this update. Is it enough for you? Do you want more? I mean, the videos coming out in the coming weeks will be really interesting, as well as the engineering samples. I think the more we see leading up to the production, the more reassured a lot of people will be, and I really want to see how the device works. I really want to see it in hands, the size, especially since they changed the whole design, and they have different colors. I want to see how the camera is working as well, because I found the placement of the camera quite interesting, and I want to see it in action. So let me know down below in the comments what you think of this update, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye on this project. Thank you again so much for watching, and see you soon.